Hey there guys, this is Rob with Boat2Trailer. I want to walk you through an installation video of the ramp and clamp. It's going to be two different installs. One is going to be for a roller trailer, and the other one will be for a bunk trailer. So we're going to install this ramp and clamp, and as you can tell, it is stainless steel. And on the opposite side, it's actually made up of Stoltz polyurethane, which everybody knows is incredibly durable, and it helps protect your boat very well. On a roller trailer installation, it's going to be very simple. You can pretty much install it just about anywhere. With a roller trailer, all we really have to do is back the crank off, keep the safety chain on, and we're just going to go ahead and push the boat back probably 8 to 10 inches. That way we have access to this roller. At that point, we're just going to remove the roller and install the latch in place of it. If you have a bunk trailer, it has to be done differently. You must remove the boat from the trailer. We highly recommend you just go out fishing for the day. When you come back, once this trailer is empty, just hop up to the roller, we're gonna pop it off and install the latch in place of it. The most important thing is that if you try to jack up the boat or something like that on a bunk trailer, it's not gonna line up properly and it's not gonna latch in the way you want it to. So we do recommend put the boat in the water, make it easy, then you can just have full access to this roller and you won't have complications. Another option for a bunk trailer installation, if you have a mast that you can actually slide forward and back and it's not welded, you can just loosen these bolts, slide the mast back. Once slid back, then remove the roller just like the process, install the latch, then we'll go ahead and slide the mast right back into the boat, get it to lock in, and then tighten this back down. If it's welded, it doesn't work, you will have to float the boat. So we'll go ahead and show you how to install it on the roller trailer. So now that we have this boat pushed back, it's gonna be very simple. We're just gonna go ahead and remove the roller. So now that we have the roller off of the trailer, we're just gonna simply slip this in between. We have two different bolts. One's gonna be for basically a 3.5 to 4 inch gap. The other bolt is gonna be for a 3 inch gap. I know that this one's a 3.5, so we're gonna use the larger bolt. Also, we have washers that are included. So all you have to do is just choose which washer you need, and that's the washer that will basically take up the gap inside. Another thing to note is that we actually wanna install it in this top hole here. This hole is a secondary for an option. If you do have a Profile 2000 like this, but if it's straight, you may need to use the other hole. This is the best hole here because it actually has such a low profile. It prevents from moving your boat back on the trailer after install. So it does keep it the closest it can so that it's very, very similar to just having a roller on there. So we're just gonna go ahead and install this. So now that we have the latch in place, we actually do recommend a lock for this. That way somebody can't just come up to the landing, pop it off with one bolt, and steal it off your trailer while you're out in the water. So we do actually recommend this lock. It's super easy to put on. We typically say 2 locks, 1 for each side, just to protect both the head and the nut of the bolt. But either way, like I said, it's not necessary, but we do recommend it. So this lock is just a 2-piece lock, and all you're gonna do is just basically put that washer on, and then we'll slide this piece on first. You want it angled out when you slip it on there. And then we'll go ahead and add the nut. When it comes to how tight you want it on here, basically you want about 20 to 24 foot-pounds if necessary to get technical. But in reality, you just want this to be able to pivot just enough to where if you're at different landings and different pitches, this can actually still pivot so that it'll lock in. So you want it just snug enough so that it can still move. And that's pretty good right there. So now we'll go ahead and add the top piece of the lock. Very simple, we're just gonna slide it over and lock it in. So with the lock, I know we said we recommend 2 locks, 1 to cover either side. This is just the 1 install, and basically it just covers the nut. That way somebody doesn't have access to it. But if you want a second lock, you basically do the exact same thing on the opposite side, just over the head. So now that we have the latch installed, it pivots really well. It's nice and snug in here. Now we actually can just go ahead and pull this boat back into it, and then we'll get it to snap in and lock. One thing you'll want to note at install is that this will actually come with 2 separate handles. This handle that's already installed on it is going to be an automatic reset. So basically you can come up, drive your boat in, snap in and lock, and then to release it, you have to float the boat. And then once it's floated, you can then pop this release and it'll release your boat into the water. But it does automatically reset, so it's ready for you to, when you come back in, to lock in. This handle is going to act a little bit differently, and we'll show you that. So we're going to show you how to take this handle off and just swap it. One thing you want to note is that you want this to be just a hair loose. You want to tighten it up and then back it off about a 1/4 turn. That way this is free to move and it's not real tight in there. So the nice thing about this handle here is that when you flip this up, it actually holds the jaw open. So you can release this whenever you like. If you're wanting to undo your strap and chain up top or on the landing, you just pull this lever up, it'll stay in that position. You drop the boat into the water, and once it floats, it'll just float away. The main thing you have to remember is that when you do that, you have to flip this back down once you're ready to load. That way it's in the trigger mode and it'll automatically snap shut and lock it. So this is a manual way, but it is nice because you can release it from anywhere you want.